Hi everyone, welcome back to Kat's Book Corner, where we talk about all things book and bookish. Today, I am going to be ranking all of the books I've read over the past half a year, because I started ranking books I think last summer. So I'm also including the books that I read in January already. Okay, so before we start, let's go through my TBR again. I told you all last week I finished Lightlark, and it's sort of in the middle. I finished Zodiac Academy last night. I actually really liked it, and I'm very interested to see where the story goes from here. And I'm just starting Killer Instinct, the second book in the Natural series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. And I really liked the first one, so I am excited to read this one. Next week, I will give you my full thoughts on these three books. If I finish another one, I'll put it there, but these are the ones I'm going to be talking about next week. So I will be ranking all of the books I've read. Let's get the screen recording on. Let's see, and let's start. Okay, let's see the tiers I have. I have my top books, where my number 1 5 stars are going to be. Then we have So Close, books that are so close to 5 stars, but they weren't just enough. Then we have Middle of the Road, where I liked it, but it wasn't my favorite book, and it's sort of in the middle. Then there's not really feeling anything about it, where it's like, it was fine. It wasn't my favorite book. Don't really have feelings about it. And then we have Just Know, which is where books that I hate are going. Now, the way I rate books is different than how I'm probably going to rank them, because the Just Know is probably going to have some books that I rate a little higher that I've talked about earlier in the year, but I don't like the book, so it's going there. Okay, let's start with actually the Zodiac Academy, which I just read. So you're gonna get a little bit of info about it. It was so close. Like, I really liked it, and I thought it was gonna be middle of the road, because it's the first book of a series, but I didn't think that it was gonna be that great. But the ending, so good. And like, I know it's probably, I shouldn't put this in my thoughts, but there was a bonus chapter at the end from Orion's POV, and that one made me laugh so much. I'm like, okay, you're a little higher than I thought you would be. So close. Then we have Darkest Waters, I think that's what it's called. Let me look real quick. Let's see. Distant Waves, that's what it's called. I really enjoyed that one. There were parts of it that, it's a Titanic book, like a fiction Titanic book. I really liked it. Oh, I should probably say that there will be some spoilers about some of the books in here, but there was just a few things I didn't like. I like how Tesla was in it, and like the little romance between the main character and I forget his name, and I liked how many sisters there were, and like the theoreticalness of how many of them actually would have survived. There was just the one thing at the end was, I don't really know if I liked the time travel aspect. I mean, I get it because they had Nikola Tesla, and like that's like one of the things he was kind of interested in. So I did like it, but I'll say middle of the road. King of Wrath by Anna Wong. First Anna Wong book I've ever read. I have the Twisted series that I want to read. I just haven't read it yet, but I started with this one. I read it at the beach. I really liked it. I love Dante. I really liked Dante. I liked Vivian too. I'd say probably middle of the road. Like, it wasn't my favorite book, but I also don't read romance a lot. I mean, a lot of my books are fantasy with romance thrown in, like as like the afterthought. So I will say middle of the road because I liked it. Now, I talked about this one last week, so I won't really talk about it too much, but E. Schwab, Darker Shade of Magic, my top. I love that book. Dance with Dragons, middle of the road. because that's where I think most of the Game of Thrones books will be, because they're so long and there's so much information. Like, they're so good too, like they're really good, but like having all that information is just, and without the completion, it's just, and like you never know if he's ever gonna finish it, so it's like, why am I putting so much effort into it? Oh, Gideon the Ninth. I don't really feel anything about this one. I said before in my first video I've ever made, I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. I'll read the second one because I like Harrow, and the second book's about Harrow. But I just, it wasn't really my thing. Dragon's Keep. No real feeling about that one. It was fine. It was about dragons. I like dragons. I liked Rosalind. And she had the dragon's claw on her finger. I liked that. I completely forgot that there was a romance in it, but there is. I liked her relationship with the dragons. I liked the dragons, they were cool, but I don't really remember anything else. Oh, freeing Lindenhurst into the tunnels. Just no. Because as I've said before, the first one was a lot better, and I didn't think this needed to be there. I thought we solved everything before. I feel like it was a sequel just for sequel's sake. Like, I put this as 3.75 in, like, my ranking. Like, that's what it was. It was a fine book. Like, there was nothing wrong with it. It's just, I don't think it was necessary. So, there. Role-playing game guide. It's not really a book, so I'll just put it in no real feeling, because it's fun to come back to. There were some funny jokes. It's just, that's how you play the game. New Moon. Just no. I hate that book. I hate it so much. It's literally the only book that's, like, a 2-star that I have. Like, absolutely not. I hate it. I hate it so much. Order of the Phoenix. Also just no. I mean, I rated this 3-star. And I can't put Harry Potter below that because I love the series in general. But this one, if people just talked to each other, like they just talked, nothing would happen. And Sirius would be okay. And he's one of my favorite characters. So I'm like, and Harry just not listening to anyone, not talking to anyone, gets on my nerves. It's literally my least favorite of all of the Harry Potter books. Then we have Eclipse. No real feelings about that. It was a lot better than New Moon, I will say that, because I despised New Moon so much. So much. But this one, it was alright. I think the love triangle is weird. I don't understand why it's there. Because she chose Edward. She told Jacob she chose Edward. But he was like, no, you love me. And then kissed her. And he was like, oh, maybe I do have feelings. I'm like, you don't, though. You only have feelings because Edward left. But it grinds my gears is what it does. I don't like that series in general, but like that one was so much better than New Moon that I have to put a tier above, but still, I don't like the series. I mean, I'm gonna finish it because I already read the 3, but what are you gonna do? Same thing with Live to Tell the Tale. Same thing as like the RPG game guide. It's just a game guide about some things. There's some funny little jokes in there I liked. It was fun. Gone. Middle of the road, because as I said before, it reminds me of the TV show The Spartacle Experiment, and I really liked that show when I was younger. It was like a show I watched a lot, and I really like how they're explaining it, like, all of the adults are missing because a nuclear meltdown was stopped, and like a couple of the kids have powers, and I like Kane and I forget his name, the main character. What is his name? Like the brothers. I really like the dual side of it. Like, we've got evil twin, not evil twin, but like they both sort of have like super high level abilities. I liked that. And I liked Astrid and Diana, I think was Kane's girlfriend. I really liked them. I didn't like, what's his name? The main character's friend who betrayed him and then was like, oh, we're friends again. I don't remember his name. But I liked Emilio, and I liked how you got, like, different perspectives. Like, you got the people on the hills perspective, like, the rich kids, kind of. Then you got Emilio, or Albert, who was running McDonald's. I really, really liked how many point of views you got. It was nice. Sea Witch. Probably the same. I enjoyed Sea Witch. I really did like it. I liked the aspect of, like, how it was inspired by its Nordic actual tradition. I really liked that. and how like you thought it went one way but it actually went the other way. I really enjoyed that part. Also, I liked the main character, Evie, I think her name was. And I liked like her friendship with, well, Anna, but not really Anna, but also still Anna. Very confusing, but I really, really enjoyed that one. City of Bones, same thing. I enjoyed City of Bones. I liked Clary. I liked Jace. I love the little twist at the end. We're like, oh, we're siblings? I mean, it's still a little gross because they were trying to sleep with each other. It reminds me of Jamie and Cersei. I mean, they didn't fully do it, so it wasn't like... But still. I like Valentine as a villain. I really like him. I like Isabel and Alec. I love Magnus. He's like, I want the hot one. And then Jason's like, oh, that's me. And then he's like, yeah, that hot one. And it's Alec. I really like that. I think it's so cute. Assassin's Blade. So close. I really, really want to read that series. I've heard so many good things about Throne of Glass. So I read Assassin's Blade first. I know some people disagree about where you're supposed to read it, but I read that one first, and I love the little short stories. And Sam, oh, it hurts my heart. Ugh. And like, I Will Not Be Afraid, You Say Your Name. Oh, I really liked it. I liked all the stories. I think my favorite one was, I think the end one with Sam. I really, really liked that one. It was so good. Graceling is the same as Middle of the Road. I enjoyed Graceling. I did. I finished it in one sitting. It was such like an easy read. I liked Poe and I liked Costa. I liked their relationship, how they understood each other, how they knew what the other needed. I liked the villain, Ek, I think his name was. I loved Bitter Blue. She was so cute. I loved Race, I think his name was. Her cousin. I liked him too. I liked all of the characters. They were really good. Just parts of it were fine. It wasn't my favorite book, but it absolutely wasn't my least favorite book by any means. It was really good. And something like I needed at the time. It was like a short, I mean, it was 500 pages, but it was like a short read because I finished it in one sitting. It was very, very easy to read. So I really did like it. Vicious, we all know, my top. I love that book so much, so much. Demon King, so close. Because I really, really liked that one. I think about that one sometimes because I think I have a thing with like thief kind of things because my top book is Six of Crows. Everyone knows that. And like I like any book that sort of has that plot device where it's like, oh, I'm a bad guy, but like I'm a thief. And like he's not really like, he has an internal like monologue being like, I don't want to be a thief, I want to do something else. I really liked that. I also liked Raisa, who was the princess. I like how they met each other, but they're like, well, she doesn't know that she was the princess, and she didn't know that he wasn't Rags. So like they didn't really meet each other, they like, kind of met each other. And I liked Dancer, who was like, you didn't know why he was so upset the entire book, and then you realize at the end. And it hurts my heart that, like, I like Micah. I know I probably shouldn't like Micah, but, like, he reminds me so much of Draco Malfoy, and Draco Malfoy is one of my favorite characters because of how, like, tortured he kind of is. Like, he didn't want to be a Death Eater. He was kind of forced into it. But, like, just Micah reminds me of that because he didn't want the marriage at the end. He didn't want that, but he was like, what else do we have to do? It's my dad. I can't say no. Like, I really, really liked that. Lightlark, Middle of the Road. Love Triangle didn't make sense to me. I really didn't. I didn't understand it, but I got it, like, right at the end. That's when I got it. But, like, the middle part where the love triangle was happening, I didn't get it. And I love Grimm. I think he's my favorite. He's the one I want, but I have a feeling it's going to go the other way, like most of the ways that I choose love triangles. I always choose the wrong one, apparently. The one I like is normally the one that she doesn't like. So, we'll see. I like the concept. I liked all of the other people who were, like, in the islands. I liked all them. Which kind of reminds me of Hunger Games, but I've never read Hunger Games. Like, because that's what I've heard. I know, surprising. I haven't read Hunger Games. I thought about it, but I'm not really sure if I should. Leave a comment below if you think I should read Hunger Games. Ember in the Ashes. This one was so close to a 5-star. Like, this was teetering. I really, really liked this one. It was so good. I forget their names. I'm not good with names. But I liked how he didn't want to be a soldier. Like, he didn't want to be part of the masks. And he tried to escape. And, like, Helena, that's not the main character's name, but it was, like, his best friend's name. I remember that. And then she was joining the resistance and trying to save her brother. I really liked it. I'm excited for the next book because I really enjoyed the first one. And so if the next one is anywhere near close to that, I'm real excited. Flamecaster. Now this is the spin-off series from the Demon King series, and I read the first one first, which probably wasn't great because I know what happens to one of the characters at the end, which means I know what kind of happens to them. Like, I know that Raisa and Rags will end up together because it's his dad and he's a prince, so I'm like, I mean, it's fine. I don't really care about, like, the relationship aspect. I more care about the, the mystery part of it, so I'm fine with that. I will say this one was middle of the road. I am going to continue this series, probably after I finish the Demon King, just in case there are any more, like, spoilers, but I liked that there was a dragon, and I liked how we were in a different kingdom. We weren't in the north. We weren't where the wolves were. We were somewhere else, like a southern kingdom. And I really liked that, and like there was dragons, kind of. I liked that, and the little romance that was blossoming between the two characters. I can't remember their names. I read this one, I think, in like August. I can't remember. Ooh, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Middle of the road. Not my favorite Harry Potter book. It really isn't. But it's fine. I like the backstory we get on Voldemort. I like that. I like the end in Draco, my heart. I also like that he's like talking to his friends this time and is not ignoring them like he did in the past books. And he's working to control that side of him, like his angry side. There's a lot of funny parts in it. I hate Snape. Like, I don't know if I could put it higher because Snape's here. Like, he knows Neville's parents were tortured by the Cruciatus curse, and he knows that that's what they look like. They look like victims of that curse. Yet, he hangs up in his office, in a class he knows that Neville will be in, a picture of people suffering from the Cruciatus curse. I mean, come on. That doesn't seem nice. Like, you should at least be nicer to your students so their greatest fear isn't you. I could talk all the time about how much I hate Snape. And I love Neville. He's great. I love him so much. I like the Half-Blood Prince book. I like Slughorn, actually. Not many people do like Slughorn because he's, like, collecting kids. I'm like, well, he's kind of fun. I liked him. Court of Thorns and Roses, my top. Love it. Beauty and the Beast story, love it. Love it so much. Girls Get Murder, love it. So good. Loved it. I love the mixed media. Divergent. No real feeling. I didn't really like the story. I mean, I liked the story, but I didn't feel like there was a story. You know, it felt so slow. Like, so slow. The middle part was just, like, there was the beginning part, and in the middle part, there was, like, nothing. Like, nothing happened. And then there was the ending where everything happened. So, I didn't think anything happened. I'm gonna continue the series because I was interested at the end enough for me to want to read it, but still. I don't know. We'll see. I like 4, though. I like 4. I forget her name, though, but I like 4. The Forgetting. Middle of the road. I tried to read this one when I was younger. I think I was 15, maybe. And I didn't like it. DNF'd. Like, I didn't finish it. But then I read it, probably June. And I was like, I like it, actually. I actually gave it a chance. And I was like, I like this one. But it wasn't something that would, like, change my life or, like, super close. It was fine. I liked the little romance between two main characters that I can't remember their names. And I liked how she was the one who could remember things. Even though, like, every, like, 10-ish years, people would just forget. And like there was like the whole plot of like keeping the forgetting going, and like they're on like an alien planet, and I really liked that. Like it was interesting. It was one of my first like non-fantasy kind of sci-fi-ish books, so I really liked it. Deep Blue, No Real Feeling. I enjoyed it when I read it. I don't know if I would like still rate it what I rated it, but I liked it. I liked the mermaid story about mermaids actually, and like something attacks the palace and she's got to go save everyone, and like different mermaids have like different abilities and they come together, and like there's this whole prophecy. So I'm interested to see where it goes because there are more books in the series, but I don't know, we'll see. I'm not 100% sure. Like there was like a little bit of like an arranged marriage at the beginning that completely fell off because the palace got attacked, so I am interested. Language of Thorns, I'll put it in the same place because it's from the Six of Crows Shadow and Bone universe, except it's like little short stories about like fairy tales that they would hear in this universe, and they tell you which place they're from. Like one of the stories is from Ketterdam, or one of the stories is from Rava or Suli. So I really liked how like technically you could read a story that like Injun or Kaz or Jasper or Matthias would have heard, or Nina like would have heard when they were growing up, like those types of fairy tales. So I did like it. It was just short stories. I don't really know. It was fine. I didn't have anything against it. Dance of Thieves. This was so close. I really, really liked it. I love Kazi and Jace. I remember their names. I love it was like enemies to lovers, sort of, and like they were tied together. They had to help work together, and like the betrayal at the end, where he was like, "I thought I could trust you." He's like, "You never could," but then like they still like each other. Oh, it was so good. I really liked it. Percy Jackson. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Middle of the road. It was fine. I like Annabeth and Percy. I like Grover. It's just first time I've ever actually completed it because I gave up so many times when I was younger when I tried to read it. But I finished it and I enjoyed it. I really did. It was fine. I'm gonna read the entire thing because I've heard so many great things about the entire thing. So maybe it's just like a first book thing. Maybe I like Sea of Monsters more. So I will continue it. It's just it wasn't my favorite. Oh my gosh. Don't kill me. Freeing Lindenhurst. We'll go same place. Because I liked that one. I really did. One of my like favorite reads when I was younger. I liked it. I like Mose, I like Celia, I like Jack. I like the relationship he had with his dad, which is why I don't like the second one, because there isn't a relationship with his dad. I like how he's still like upset about his mom, and he's like, I'm gonna do this for my mom. It's like the promise we made together. I like it. And like the principal and the coach, like they're awful people, but like they're like kind of like, you kind of get why they did it. I mean, you don't really because it's awful, but like still. So I liked it. Midnight Library, all at the top. Love that book so much. Nine Eyes of Lucian, Critical Role book. So close. I really, really liked that one. I'm gonna try and read the Laudna one and the Vax and Vex book, because I read this one and I really liked it. I like how you get like Lucian's perspective kind of, and like the little memories he has of being Molly, and like what he was thinking during the situations where like he was with the Nine, and like how he got the Nine Eyes, and like how he became the Nonagon, and like his friends and Kree. I really did like it. So I really liked the ending. It was like bittersweet kind of, because he's a bad guy. You know he's not going to win if you watch like the stream. Like you know he wasn't going to win. But it's still kind of bittersweet because you kind of grew attached to the character. So I did like it. Hooked. So close. My first actual dark romance that I read. Peter Pan was one of my favorite movies as a kid. I mean, it's a little racist now, but like, still. It was one of my favorites, and I love Once Upon a Time. I love their depictions of Peter Pan and Captain Hook. I feel like that's probably why I liked it, because I liked Hook in that, and he was a good guy in that, and I liked Peter Pan in that, and he was a bad guy in that. And in this one, it's kind of the same thing. The cook isn't a good guy by any means. He still runs like a mob. But Peter Pan also isn't a great guy. So you gotta like pick between. And like it's a little weird that Wendy's dad is Peter because of the whole thing that happened in the story. But still, it was fine. I really, really liked it. I like how her and Hook sort of got into a relationship. At first, Hook was just going to use her, and then he actually kind of cared for her. I liked it. I liked the little epilogue I get at the end. Because normally I don't read epilogues, because I think they're just all the same. They're married, they have kids. But I really did like that epilogue. Master of One. So close. I really, really liked it. It was very easy to read. The chapters are very short. I liked all the characters. Shining Talon was so cute, and Rags was so good too. Like, I really, really liked those two. Like, and like how they were like, they really liked each other. Like, they were flirting with each other the entire time. And Shining Talon like didn't know it. He was like, it was so cute. I love Cab and the prince with the like broken side sort of thing. I forget what his name was because it was such like a confusing name to pronounce like time wise. But I did like it. I liked how they all interconnect at the end and like were able to all escape. But like it came kind of at a cost with some of them. So I did like it. I want there to be a second book, but there isn't, so I'm upset. Storm of Swords. Same as Dance of Dragon. Even though I like Dance of Dragon more than Storm. But still. Actually, I don't know. I might like Storm more than Dance. These are like my two favorites. But as I said before, there's a lot of information. There's a lot of stuff. It's kind of hard to keep track of some things. But I really do like them, so I'll put them there. Spider-Man. All at the top. Once That Got Away with Murder. So close. I really, really liked that one. Like a lot. And I love, I keep forgetting people's names. It's not good. But I love, I forget his name, but like her like kind of boyfriend at the beginning who was like one of the accused of murder. I thought he was so cute. I thought he was just like adorable. Like, how could this man have ever committed murder? He was so cute. And I liked how it kept pushing and pulling about who was actually the bad guy, who wasn't the actual bad guy. I really liked it. And I guessed it. Like, I knew who it was, but like, still, I really liked it. Daughter of the Pirate King. As you probably saw 2 videos ago, I got Daughter of the Siren Queen for Christmas. I really liked this one. I love Analoa, I think her name was. I really liked her. I liked how she was like so confident, always knew how to get out of places, and like she had like that little secret that she didn't tell anyone. Like her entire crew was like girls. I really liked that. And like she kind of fell in love with the first mate of like the enemy ship. And like she had to sort of like on a mission for her dad. Ugh, I really liked it. And the end is so surprising because you don't expect this guy that she trusted to be like her father's man is actually the other like bad pirate that like we were warned about from the very beginning. Like I really, really liked that. Lights Out. All at the top. Love it so much. The Night Lives On. No Real Feeling. It's a nonfiction book. I think that's why. I mean, I love reading about the Titanic. I find it so fascinating. But this is one of the nonfiction books that I didn't really like. There are parts of it that I did. I mean, it's a nonfiction book. You can't really, like, rate it properly, I think, because it's something that really happened. But it was fine. I'll probably read it again because all of my Titanic books I do read over and over again because it's fascinating. But just, like, in general, like, it wasn't a book that I was like, oh my gosh, I can't stop thinking about it. House Secrets. Just no. Also, I think it might be because my copy is, like, falling apart. Like, I've had this book forever, and I reread it a couple times. So I did like it. It's just my copy is falling apart, and, like, I don't like how the pages are, like, you know those, like, rippled pages? I don't like those types. I mean, the story was fine. I wasn't really a fan of that either. It was fine. I probably won't read it again, but still. Crescent City. I've heard awful things about the other two books. I mean, I'm gonna read them to see what I think, but I did like this one. I'll put it middle of the road because the middle part was a little slow for me, but I did like it. I like Bryce. I like Hunt. I liked the story we got. I liked the ending with like the big battle and stuff. I like how it was like kind of an urban fantasy. I read an urban fantasy before, like that type of urban. I really, really liked it. It was kind of fun to read. I couldn't, the middle part like took me a little while to get through because it's like that big. It's so long. Like if it was just like maybe like a tad bit shorter, it would have been better, but I'm gonna read the other two to see what I think. Because normally I have a lot of unpopular opinions about books. Because Midnight Library, a lot of people hate that one, but I loved it. So, I don't know. I am curious to see why people think they're so bad. But I am excited. Crave, No Real Thing. I like it better than Twilight, actually. It's the same exact thing as Twilight, basically. There's no love triangle as far as I know yet. I mean, this is just the first book in like a really long series, but there's no love triangle yet, but it's like a vampire thing. It's very cheesy. It's very cheesy. And like it kind of sucks, but I kind of also love it. Because like it's so funny. It's so cheesy. It's amazing. It was a time like I really needed a cheesy book. Like I think I just finished like Midnight Library and Vicious. Like I needed something that was like cheesy, like get me through this, like something like just really funny. Like with no real like investment into it. So I did like it. It was fine. Gilded, as we all know, absolutely not. I don't like it. I'm gonna read the second one, obviously, because why not? But I just no. I couldn't. I really couldn't. It's awful. Naturals, so close. And we'll see how I feel about the entire series. I love Michael. I love Michael so much. Michael's great. I like Dean too, and I'll be okay if she chooses Dean, which I know she's probably gonna choose Dean. Like he's my favorite. But like Michael is just awesome. And I love Lila too, and I love all the characters in that. I love the Found Family. It was amazing. Girls of Paper and Fire. This one was also really good. I really liked that one. Where like I love like the little lesbian story that we got. Like they're like concubines to the king, and the king is awful. He's awful. I hate him so much. But like, and like they try and kill him at the end, but surprise, didn't take. And like, she's actually like the super secret like spy. Wen is. I like it. I like parts of it are kind of nice, but like, it was so sad, but also so good at the same time. I'm so happy to read the next one eventually. Illusion of Thieves. I really also liked this one too. Because she was a concubine to also a king, but then her brother got into trouble, so then she got sent down to handle that and like basically lost her entire status. I really liked that one where they have to go in and steal things, and like she kind of has a power, and all like these powers are like illegal. It was so good. I really, really liked that. It was really good too. Same with the Stan Lee Armageddon Code. I really liked all the PVs we got, because we got the devil, we got the guy the devil was working with, a couple of the people the devil made deals with, we got the 5, we got Silver, we got the priest guy. Like we got all of those point of views. It was really nice. And I'm excited for the next one. It was really good. I mean, it's by Stan Lee, of course it's gonna be good, but still. Middle of the Road, Hunt on Dark Waters. It's very short. It's like 200 pages. It was really, really good. I liked that too. I like it kind of reminds me a little bit of in the Loki show where they go to the trash pit, the void, or like in Deadpool and Wolverine where they go to the void. Like this basically takes place in the void, kind of like it's that version of a void. It's like on water, and there's islands to get to different like places, and this witch somehow ends up in the void. And like not pirates, but like sailors in the void, they have like a code where they're supposed to like offer these people like a job to like work with them, or they have to kill them. And this witch, like, she lies all the time, So she's like, sure, yeah, I'll join. And then she tries to escape, and like they like form a little romance. I really liked that one. I felt like it was too short though. Like it could have been a little longer. Kingdom of the Wicked. This one was so close. I love Wrath, and I love I forget her name again, but I love the little like banter back and forth. Witch, demon. I really liked that. I like the ending, but I'm confused a tiny bit. I think I figured it out, but still. I like all the other demons we get. I like her family. Her family is very interesting. And like this entire witch culture that we get. I really like that. And the curse that's on Pride. I'm so excited to read the next one. Now this one, I didn't technically read, but I decided to put it on here anyway. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, but like this specific copy that I have. Like the pop-out kind of copy. I read this one with my sister. Like, I introduced her to Harry Potter. Like, we read this book together, and then we watched the movie. That's what my mom did with me when I first read Harry Potter when I was, like, I don't know, 7? So I'm going to put this one at the top, even though I didn't technically read it. But I really, really liked it. And this one, I thought I would have finished it by now, so I put it here. But I didn't. So I'm just going to put this at the middle of the road, because I'm in the middle of it. And I like it so far. And then 6 Crows, all at the top, my top. Okay, so here is my list so far. My top, so close, middle of the road, no real feeling, and just no. Why did I ever read these ones? Well, some of them I do know why I read them, but, well, this is my tier list, so comment down below if you agree or disagree with any of my opinions. And if you disagree, please let me know why. I'm very interested. But that's all I have. I'll see you all next week with my thoughts on my January TBR, which is those 3. And have any thoughts or anything, please comment down below. Please like and subscribe, and bye everyone.